Hello everyone! In this video I'm growing buckwheat microgreens in coconut coir. Buckwheat microgreens take between 7 and 14 days to mature and have nice beautiful leafy green tops and hints of red and yellow in the stems. Some people call this buckwheat lettuce instead of buckwheat microgreens. As are most microgreens, buckwheat is rich in nutrients, especially vitamins B, C, K, folic acid, and also fiber. The seeds I have here are still in the hull. You can try to grow buckwheat from whole seeds if they are raw, but the germination rate is much higher if the whole seed is used with the hull intact. It's a good idea to make a label and write down what you are planting and any other information you want to keep track of. I use two 10 by 10 trays, one with holes to put the soil or coconut coir into, and the one underneath doesn't have holes. It's used as a catch tray, so when you water the seeds, the excess water can drain into it. I also have a third tray, preferably without holes, that I use to cover the seeds at the beginning until they sprout and show some leaves. Before I get started, I saturate the coconut coir with water so it's nice and wet, and then I tamp it down so the surface is nice and level. Then I measure out a tablespoon of seeds at a time and spread them over the coconut coir as evenly as I can until I cover the 10 by 10 tray. It took about 5 tablespoons of buckwheat to cover the tray. Once I'm done spreading the seeds over the coconut coir, I give them a good spray of water. Then I cover the seeds and I leave them alone. Let's take a look at the seeds. It's the next day, day 2, and you can see the seeds are starting to split open. I did not soak these ahead of time. I usually do. You can soak the seeds overnight before planting, and that will give it a little bit of a kickstart. I usually soak my bigger seeds, such as these or sunflower seeds. Giving them a kickstart isn't the only reason for soaking the seeds. It's also a way of cleaning them. Okay, it's the next day, so now it's day 3, and I don't just cover the seeds with another tray. I put some weight on it as well, and that's what the mason jars are doing here, putting weight on the seeds. This helps them grow stronger, and it also helps with the hulls. I find that when I weigh the seeds down, the hulls come off much more easily, and by the time they're ready for harvest, I have hardly any hulls still clinging to the plants. Now it's day 4, and you can see the microgreens are growing nicely. Okay, let's fast forward. Here we are at day 14, and the buckwheat microgreens or buckwheat lettuce is growing very nicely. You could harvest them now, but I'm going to let them grow just a bit longer. Alright, it is day 16. I let these grow a bit longer than usual. I thought maybe more of the hulls would come off by now, but there are a lot of hulls still clinging to the plant. So I'm going to let these grow a couple more days to see if more of the hulls fall off. Alright, today is day 19, so these are not quite 3 weeks old and definitely ready for harvest. By letting them grow a couple more days, most of the hulls have fallen off, so they are ready for harvest. Let's have a look at the roots. You can see how the roots have dug down into the coconut coir and developed into a nice healthy mass. I like using the strainer basket from my salad spinner. It makes it easier for me to wash my microgreens after I've harvested them, and then I just spin them dry and I can store it in the refrigerator. So here you have buckwheat microgreens in coconut coir. I've grown them in soil in the past, and they are usually ready in 10 to 14 days. So these took about 4 or 5 days longer than they normally take. Remember, the coconut coir doesn't have the nutrients that the soil has, so the plant may not grow as quickly. This isn't a problem with microgreens, but if you're growing plants to maturity and expect them to produce fruits or vegetables, you're going to need to add nutrients to the coconut coir to feed the plant beyond the microgreen stage. That's it for growing buckwheat microgreens in coconut coir. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, or both. And thank you for watching. Bye!